Welcome to PCOS and Prosecco, a space where we're not just talking about hormones and weight loss. We're dismantling generations of silence, shame, and survival. I'm Tiana, a registered nurse, a PCOS hormone coach, and a mom who has lived through the heartbreak of infertility and miscarriages, the exhaustion of hormonal chaos, and the suffocating fear that I will never be enough. But what I learned through my journey is that PCOS wasn't about my body. It was a mirror reflecting the generational wounds, the trauma, the unspoken pain that I inherited and needed to heal. This podcast isn't just another wellness chat. It's for the woman who knows she's carrying more than her own struggles, the woman who feels the weight of her mother's battles, her grandmother's silence, and her own yearning to finally break free. So if you're ready to stop hiding behind the diets, doctor's visits, and temporary fixes, if you're ready to heal not just your hormones, but your heart, your lineage, and your future, you're in the right place. Cheers.
Welcome back to PCOS and Prosecco. Let's keep it real. Cooking isn't for everyone. And if you're out here dodging the kitchen like the IRS, you are not alone. One of my clients came to me and said, Tiana, I'd rather binge watch true crime shows than meal prep. She hated cooking with a passion. No chopping, no sauteing, no thank you. And I get it. Life is busy, and spending hours in the kitchen feels impossible when you're holding down a career, managing a household, and trying to catch a moment for yourself. But here's the thing. She still wanted to lose weight. She still wanted to feel better in her body, and she still wanted to take control of her PCOS. And guess what? She did it. She's down 15 pounds, her energy's back, and she didn't touch a single pot or pan. Sis, if you're over here wondering how in the world you're supposed to lose weight with PCOS when cooking isn't your thing, this episode is for you. Because I'm about to show you how you can make weight loss fit your life. No meal prep Sundays, no kale smoothies, just real doable solutions that actually work. Picture this. She's running out the door at 7 a.m. Coffee in one hand, laptop in the other, and no time for breakfast again. The day is a whirlwind of back-to-back meetings and never-ending inbox, and a boss who acts like urgent is the only speed things need to happen. Lunchtime? That's a joke. She grabs a sandwich from the office cafeteria and eats it on her way to the desk while trying to meet another meeting deadline. By the time she picks up her kids, navigates through the traffic, and finally gets home, it's 7 p.m. And the last thing she has energy for is playing Iron Chef in the kitchen. The fridge is full of ingredients she bought with good intentions but never had time to cook. And she doesn't even mention meal prep. That's a Sunday activity that always sounds good in theory, but it never really happens. Okay, so she does what feels easiest. Okay, she's ordering takeout again. Maybe it's pizza tonight, maybe it's Chinese food, because it's been that kind of day. She's sitting on the couch scrolling through her phone, too tired to even care about what she's eating. But as soon as the meal is done, the guilt creeps in, okay? She is bloated, she feels heavy, and she's beating herself up thinking, I know better. Why can't I just get it together? She told me, Tiana, I feel like I'm on a hamster wheel. I want to lose weight, but I can't stop eating like this. I don't have the time or energy to cook every meal from scratch, and I feel like I'm failing because of it. And let's be real, how many of us have been there, feeling stuck in the endless cycle of convenience versus control, all while carrying guilt of not being healthy enough? This isn't just about being busy. It's about the emotional weight that comes with it. Every time she chooses takeout, it's not just about hunger. It's about the exhaustion, frustration, and feeling like there isn't just enough hours in the day to do it all. And the worst part, the food that felt like a quick fix was actually making her feel worse. Meal prep, it felt impossible. Eating out, convenient. Okay, but it left her bloated, drained, and gaining weight like that she couldn't. That was a cherry on top. Okay, she was constantly judging herself, feeling like she wasn't doing enough for her health, even though she was doing everything for everyone else. And here's what no one tells you. Cooking doesn't have to be a requirement for weight loss. Let me say that again. It doesn't have to be this hard. Losing weight with PCOS isn't about mastering five-star recipes or spending hours in the kitchen. It's about creating a system that works for your life, something realistic, manageable, and designed for you. What if I told you that you could lose the weight, feel good in your body, and balance your hormones all without meal prepping your Sundays away? It's not about forcing yourself to be someone that you're not. It's about making your life work for you. And let me tell you, that's exactly what we did for her. She didn't need to cook elaborate meals or give up her favorite foods. She needed a plan that fit her lifestyle. And when we did that, the weight just started coming off. The bloating disappeared and the energy came back. She started surviving. And you can too. Let me take you back to the moment that everything shifted for her. She came to me frustrated, tired, and ready to give up. I remember her saying, Tiana, I just don't have the time. I just don't know how to cook. And honestly, I don't want to learn. I'm always on the move. And when I get home, the last thing I want to think about is food. She was carrying so much guilt, feeling like she wasn't doing enough because every plan she tried seemed to require more time, more effort, and more cooking than she had to give. She wasn't failing because she was lazy or unmotivated. She was failing because the advice she had been getting didn't fit her life. She was a high achiever, she was a high achiever, leading projects at work, managing family responsibilities, and still trying to show up for herself. She was burnt out, exhausted by the pressure to cook meals. She was burnt out, exhausted by the pressure to cook meals while juggling everything else on her plate. And she was overwhelmed, stuck in a loop of quick fixes and takeout that only made her feel worse. She told me, I don't want to wake up one day, 10 years from now, still stuck in this cycle. And I don't know how to stop it. That's when I told her cooking isn't the only way to eat healthy. Let's stop forcing something that doesn't work for you and actually find something that does. We started completely reframing her idea of what success looks like. She thought weight loss and managing her PCOS meant hours in the kitchen making Pinterest worthy meals. But I showed her that success wasn't about perfection, it's about consistency. Consistency in choosing meals that balance her hormones, consistency in making choices that aligned with her goals, and consistency in letting go of the guilt she carried every time she ordered takeout. I remind her this isn't just about becoming a chef. It's about becoming someone who makes choices that work for her and not against her. Here's how we made it happen. Step one was smart grab and go options. The first thing I said was, we need to replace her nightly fast food runs with healthy prepackaged meals. I said, let's make this easy. You're not cooking, but you're still eating better. She started picking up rotisserie chicken, pre washed salads, and microwavable veggies from stores like Trader Joe's and Whole Foods. These swaps gave her convenience she needed without the guilt or bloating that came with the greasy takeout. Picture her grabbing a pre-made salad with some grilled chicken from the fridge after a long day, knowing that it was doing her body right. It wasn't holding her back. Imagine that relief she felt when she didn't have to choose between convenience and progress. Next, we focused on keeping her meals simple but effective. No fancy recipes, just easy pairings that she could throw together without thinking. Greek yogurt with berries and a sprinkle of granola for breakfast, pre-made tuna with whole grain crackers for lunch, and hummus with baby carrots and celery for afternoon snack. She told me, Tiana, this is the full time I feel full without feeling stuffed. I'm not even thinking about the snacks in the pantry anymore. That was a turning point. She realized she didn't even have to starve herself anymore or spend hours in the kitchen to feel in control. The next step, personalized supplement support. One of the biggest game changers was introducing supplements tailored to her specific needs. We added a blood sugar stabilizer to curb her cravings so she wasn't hitting the pantry at 9 p.m. Within a few weeks, she told me, I don't know what kind of magic this is, but I haven't had a sugar craving in days. Imagine going an entire day without fighting the urge to grab a cookie or raid the snack drawer. That's what she experienced, and it gave her the energy and confidence to keep going. Step four is that we utilize some delivery services. For the nights when even prepackaged meals feels like it's too much, I introduced her to meal delivery services like Snap Kitchen and Daily Harvest. Okay, no more worrying about what to eat. No more decision fatigue after a long day, just balanced, ready to eat meals delivered straight to her door. She told me this has been a game changer. I'm eating better than I ever have, and it doesn't even feel this hard. Let's talk about her results and what changed for her. When we first started, she was exhausted. She told me that she couldn't remember the last time she made it through a day without crashing by 3 p.m. The drive through has become her lifeline, not because she wants to eat junk food, but because it was easy and she just didn't have the energy to cook after a long day. Picture this, she's sitting in the car in the drive through, scrolling through her phone, knowing she's about to order the same greasy burger and fries she's had 3 nights in a row. She feels the bloat coming in before she even takes the first bite. By the end of month one, everything started to shift. She had replaced her drive through runs with healthier grab and go options. Rotisserie chicken, pre made salads became her new go to. She told me, Tiana, I never thought I'd feel full eating a salad, but this is actually working. Her energy levels skyrocketed, and instead of dragging herself through the afternoon, she found herself tackling work projects and clarity with focus. No more midday coffee runs, no more slouching on the couch as soon as she got home. For the first time in years, she felt like she had her spark back. And that spark just kept going. Month 2, the craving started to fade. All right, let's talk about the craving because this one was big for her. When she first started, her nights were spent battling the pantry. She told herself, I just have one cookie. But that one cookie always turned to 5 cookies. And then came the guilt, the bloating, and the promise to do better tomorrow. If you ever sat on your couch surrounded by empty snack wrappers wondering how you got there, you know exactly what I'm talking about. By month 2, though, she noticed something incredible. The cravings were fading. The fiber and protein pairings we introduced kept her full and satisfied throughout the whole day. She wasn't spending her nights pacing the kitchen or staring in the fridge, hoping something healthy would magically appear. She told me, for the first time, I'm not constantly thinking about food. I didn't realize how much mental space those cravings were taking up. And that mental space, it gave her room to focus on things she actually cared about: her work, her family, her goals. By month 3, the weight was coming off, okay? The physical changes were undeniable in month 3. She stepped on the scale and saw the number drop. 15 pounds, phew, gone, okay? But it wasn't just the number that mattered. It was how she felt. Her clothes fit better. She slipped into a pair of jeans that she had been collecting in the closet. Her clothes fit better. She slipped into a pair of jeans that had been collecting dust in her closet, and she felt like herself again. Her confidence came back not because of the weight she lost, but because of the control she gained. She told me, Tiana, for the first time, I feel like my body is working with me and not against me. Let's talk about the emotional shift because that was a real transformation. When she started this journey, she felt so defeated. She was carrying guilt for not cooking, shame for her eating habits, and frustration because nothing was working. But by month 3, all of that guilt was gone. She realized she didn't have to be a master chef to be healthy. She didn't have to follow a perfect diet or spend hours in the kitchen to see results. She just needed a plan that worked for her life. And let me tell you, the confidence that she gained was unmatched. She started showing up differently in every area of her life. She wasn't just losing weight, she was reclaiming her time, her energy, and her joy. She looked at me once during our check ins and said, I don't even feel trapped anymore. I feel so free. And let's talk about why this matters for you. Because if you're listening to this thinking, wait, this sounds like me, I need to know something. This transformation isn't just possible, it's waiting for you. You don't have to love cooking, you don't have to spend hours in the kitchen meal prepping, and you don't have to figure it all out on your own. The Healthy PCOS protocol isn't just about weight loss, it's about giving you the tools you need to finally take control of your health in a way that works for your life. If she could go from nightly drive through runs, pantry binges, to 15 pounds lighter, more energized, and more confident than ever before, imagine what's possible for you. Let's create a plan that works for you because you deserve to feel good too. Let's talk about how to apply this to your life, all right? Lesson 1 is I want you to rethink healthy eating because this is where so many of us get stuck. We get taught that healthy eating means hours in the kitchen, perfectly prepped meals, and avoiding anything that doesn't look like it came from a food blog. And if you don't do all of that, you must not want it bad enough. But sis, let me stop you right there. Because you don't have to be a chef or spend hours slaving over a stove to eat in a way that nourishes your body. My client hated cooking, remember? She called it her worst nightmare. But that changed for her, and that can change for you too by redefining what healthy looks like. Think about it. You've been working all day, commuting home, and by the time you go to your kitchen, you're too tired to even think about chopping a veggie. So you grab takeout and then you feel guilty. What if you took all of that guilt out of the equation entirely? Instead of focus on what you can't do, focus on what you can do. Frozen veggies, grab and go snacks are tools too. They're not shortcuts. These are there to make your life easier. Number 2 is we've got to prioritize protein and fiber. Now let's talk about what goes onto your plate, or let's be honest, what goes on that to go container. Protein and fiber are your best friends when it comes to PCOS and weight loss. They keep you full, stabilize your blood sugar, and help you avoid those midday crashes that leave you reaching for chips and candy. Picture this: you're sitting at the desk, the clock strikes 3 p.m., and suddenly you're starving. You grab a sugary snack thinking it'll tide you over, but an hour later you're hungry again. Sound familiar? Imagine this: you pull out a handful of almonds and a cheese stick, or maybe some baby carrots with some hummus. You are full satisfied and you can actually work on what you're doing without counting the minutes until dinner. It's not about fancy recipes or overthinking every bite. It's about small, intentional choices that work. Next is let's find tools that actually work for you. Here's where the game really changes: tools. I don't mean fancy kitchen gadgets. I'm talking about meal delivery services, prepackaged snacks, and supplements that fit into your life seamlessly. My client leaned on meal delivery services like Snap Kitchen and Daily Harvest to keep her fridge stocked with balanced meals. No chopping, no cooking, just heat and eat, girl. Imagine how much energy you save if you didn't have to do all that planning, shopping, and cooking every single meal. What if you knew that every time you opened the fridge, there was something healthy and satisfying waiting for you? And let's talk about those supplements. For her, adding the right ones to her routine was like flipping a switch. No more pantry raids at 9 p.m., no more uncomfortable cravings. It wasn't magic, it was strategy. The next lesson is progress over perfection, and I stress this to the end for my clients because I know how many of you are stuck in the cycle of all or nothing. You start a diet, miss one meal, and suddenly, like, it's all over. You're like, oh, I'll start over next week. And that next week never comes. Here's the truth: you ain't got to do all of that. You just have to do what works and keep on doing it. My client didn't become a meal prep queen overnight. In fact, she didn't become one at all. What she did was make progress. She swapped out one fast food for another pre-made salad. She added a high protein snack to her day. She chose convenience food that worked for her and she stuck with it. And that's what I want for you too. If you're listening right now, you tried it all. You tried the meal plans that collected dust in your inbox. You've told yourself, this week I'm going to cook every night, only to find yourself in the drive thru by Wednesday because let's be real, life happens. You're juggling too much: work, family, maybe even grad school or a side hustle. And the last thing you have energy for is figuring out what's for dinner. And yet, every time you step on the scale or feel that tight waistband, it's a reminder that something needs to change. I see you, sis. I see how exhausting it is to feel like you're doing everything you can and still nothing, you don't see no results. You're not crazy. You're unmotivated. You're stuck in a cycle that wasn't built for women like us. Let me tell you something. It doesn't have to be like this. Losing weight with PCOS doesn't mean you have to overhaul your whole life. You don't have to spend hours meal prepping, giving up every food you love. What you need is a plan that works for you, a plan that fits into your life, not the other way around. This is exactly why I created the Healthy PCOS Protocol. It is my program designed to meet you where you are. No judgment, no cookie cutter solutions. Together, we build a plan that works for your schedule, your goals, and most importantly, for your body. If you've been telling yourself, I'll figure it out for years, you've been trying every diet, every trend, hoping something will finally click, but deep down you know it's not working. And the longer you wait, the harder it gets. Sis, don't let another year go by feeling stuck and frustrated. Don't spend another year chasing quick fixes that don't address the real problem. This is your moment to take control. Stop guessing, to finally have a plan that works for you. This is your time. Don't wait another day. Schedule a call with me today and let's create your no cooking needed plan to help you feel in control of your body and start losing that weight today. Because I can't wait to help you get there. If this episode was helpful, please share it with a friend and please do leave me a review. I really appreciate it. Until next time, here's to more PCOS and Prosecco. Cheers.
Thank you for joining me today on PCOS and Prosecco. If you're here, I know you felt the frustration of fighting your own body, the heartbreak of feeling like nothing's working, and the weight of carrying it all alone. But here's the truth: you don't have to keep living this way. Healing is possible. You can lose the weight, fix your cycle, and finally feel like yourself again. That's why I created the Healthy PCOS Protocol, a program designed to meet you where you are and help you take back control of your health and your story.